Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Next. Some call me Buford, some call me Next, whatever you call me.
Well, jumping straight into where on Trash Talk, we like to go like categorically from like the beginning of somebody's channel and like how they got started. So my first question to you is, how did you get involved in commentary and other bits of content?
That's a good question. So I guess I'll start with like content in general. So I always felt like I'd be going on YouTube. I don't know what avenue, but I
Mm,
just started with streaming, I think like right before the pandemic hit. And I did that up until like the beginning of this year. And I
yeah,
had kind of okay success. Got to like 1,000 followers, but like I feel like I could do more. And then I think that Harry Potter game came out, and I was like, I could really talk some shit about this. So I
yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
that, and then that video got like 1,000 views compared to like 50 views on my Minecraft funny moments.
Hmm.
So I was like, hey, forget this. I'm just gonna do commentary. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I grew up always watching commentary channels. I grew up watching Leafy, Pyro, like all the big names in commentary, and I was
Yeah.
like, I could do this. I don't know what I yap about, but I could find something. And then
Yeah.
just did. Yeah.
And yeah, like I feel like you've got like the story that like I feel like a lot of people see, right, is that like a lot of people that do commentary always start within the gaming genre, right? Like I feel
Mhm,
that like there's a pretty consistent constant, right? They either like
mhm.
begin with the gaming genre or they end with the gaming genre. So like Pyrocynical, right? Like sort of began with it and is now like 100% like a gaming like channel in that sense.
Yep.
But not 100%. Like I feel like commentary and gaming are like very bridged in that sense, right? You can jump from one to another, and you can sort of cross them over.
Yeah.
And like you said, right, you saw way more views in doing commentary stuff. So for maybe people that aren't familiar with your commentary stuff, what type and form of commentary do you do?
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that this thing had like categories until like last week. I was talking with Ducky. Ducky was like, "Yeah, your topic commentary." I was like, "It's not just commentary." I mean, I know you got people like what's his name, Drew Gooden, and like
Hmm.
that's commentary, but like different. But in my mind, I'm always like, bro, it's just a dude yapping. Like it's just commentary, just commentating.
Yeah,
So I
yeah, yeah.
guess I kind of just, I'm be honest, I just be doing whatever I find interesting. I'll be like, I can say something about that, and I just start talking. Actually, I don't start talking. I gotta script everything because I be
Mhm.
stuttering a lot, and like my
Yeah.
thoughts just are be will be all over the place. So I just script something down,
Mhm.
record it, edit it. It's out the next day.
Well, like I guess with that, right? Like because you don't like limit yourself with a genre, right? Like I feel like a lot of people make that mistake of like they're a
Mhm.
documentary commentator, they're a topic commentator, they're a shorts commentator or whatever. I feel like they
Yeah.
put a cap on what they can do for content, right?
Hmm.
Well, you're open to do whatever, right? You see a
Yep.
topic, you want to make a long form video on it, whatever. Like if you want to make a short or whatever, you want to make a big long form like piece, like a documentary or something, you can because that's what you've limited yourself to, which is
Exactly.
always good, right? Because I feel like people realize that too late on in their YouTube channel. Where
Hmm.
from just taking a look at your channel, you can see that like you've got like that variation of content. So like people that are watching your channel know what to expect and stuff. So they know that one week they might be watching a topic commentary video on Dream, and the next they might be watching I don't know the downfall of Logan Paul or whatever. So like
Exactly.
I guess it's that nice constant, right?
Yeah. People just know I'm gonna talk about something. I'm probably not gonna play a game. I'm not good at video
Yeah.
games. I kind of understand that now. Uh, it's just, hey man, you're gonna see me talk. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna listen to me talk. That's it.
No, I feel you, man. I'm awful at games, man. Anytime I use gameplay for anything, it's always like that
Oh, I
free
am
copy of gameplay, man.
so terrible. I tried to sit down and play like Fortnite last night, bro. I kept getting like insta killed. I'm like, bro, I just got home from an 8 hour shift and little Timmy just headshotted me, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why would I willingly do this?
Well, Fortnite's the only game that I'm like decent at, but like even then with commentary like over the top, like I'm speaking about like some serious dream, like a grooming
Yeah.
allegation or his response, it doesn't flow, it doesn't hit, it,
It's
just
just
it doesn't
it's
work.
just like, bro, like you're playing Stardew talking about dream allegations. Like, what what's going on
Yeah,
here?
yeah. I'm doing like trick shots while I'm like talking about like supposed victims of some poor guy, bro. It
Yeah.
just doesn't flow with the video. And like you said, right, about like not doing gaming over the top of stuff, and it's just you, right? You
Hmm.
talking, you whack out a video in a day and stuff, which I feel like a lot of people are moving away from that genre of content, right? Being able
They
to
are.
whack out a video in a day or whatever, for more of that stressful documentary
That
style
shit is
content.
stressful as shit.
And it just like, as somebody that's sort of like done a bit of both, it's so much more fun just being able to whack out a video of like whenever you like, right? Like you can wake
Hmm.
up, Dreams dropped his response. It took me like 4 or 5 hours to make a video, dropped it, did well. Like, I move on with my life. It's nice. I feel bad for
Yeah.
those documentary YouTubers. And I guess, like, going back to what I said earlier, right? Because you've got more of like a flexible like, upload schedule, and like how you and what you upload. Like
Hmm.
if you wanted to, you can like traverse and stuff, but there's no stress and pressure on that. Where I feel like a lot of other people would feel stressed to do those big documentary style content.
I couldn't do it. Just like the
Mm.
timing of like, yo, I really got to edit like this
Yeah.
highly edited 10-minute video in like a week and get it out, and it's got to like look good. Props to y'all. I couldn't do that. A, like the time and all that, and B, like if I get something wrong, I'm be like, damn,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I'm wrong. That's why I kind of keep my things like lighthearted. I'm like, hey, here's like the general premise. I'm gonna make a funny joke, and then if you want to research on your own, go look at it yourself. I am not the news guy.
Yeah, yeah, just like just the general gist of what's going on. I'm not going into too much detail, just in case you fuck up the
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly.
And
I'd
like,
puke.
and like I guess with that like topic commentary stuff, like Lo was saying earlier, right? A lot of people have moved away from that genre, right? Like it is a market that used to be heavily oversaturated. But I feel like at the moment it's pretty
Very.
undersaturated, right? Like I feel like you can pop out a topic commentary video and it do decently now because
Oh
there
yeah.
isn't so many people doing it. I feel like the documentary stuff went from being undersaturated to being oversaturated,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Topic commentary is like a brand new market now. Like I left doing topic commentary for a couple of months to work on some other stuff, work on this podcast or whatever. I come back with topic commentary stuff, and it's doing better than it was when I left. So like, I definitely feel like there's a market there, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping that people start to come back to that because like there's more content there now.
What I peeped is topic commentary. It comes in waves. It's like
Mm.
it'll so yeah, like you had the golden age in like 2016 where it was like really popping. Then it kind of died out a little bit, but you still had like some people there that were just kind of slowly inching and crawling to the top. But like you didn't really see them pop out. But then like now we're kind of at like the tail end of the peak and we're coming down and it's like people are starting to come in. We're like, hey, it's going to go up eventually. People are going to want to see people like just talk shit about other people. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to lock in until
Yeah,
time
exactly.
blow, it blow.
Well, exactly right. Like I feel like you hit the nail on the head there, right? Like it does come in waves, and it does come and go. And of course, at the moment, like documentary stuff and the short form commentary, like it's still like sort of reigns. I feel like at the top, but like
Mm-hmm.
like there's just nobody doing topic commentary, right? And like it will come
Oh
in
yeah,
waves
man.
and stuff. And I guess the issue that people like pick with topic commentary is the fact that if like you've got a stinker of a news week and there's nothing going on, there's no
Oh
videos
yeah.
for like a topic commentary creator,
Mhm.
which is probably the big negative, right? Where like doing documentary stuff and short form commentary, you're not
Because there's
relying on
always something
like
there. Yeah.
allegations. Yeah, like you're not relying on those allegations or relying on a big situation to come out. Like you're relying on the fact that well, for like time, your own time management, right? Which
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think could be equally worse than waiting for a big
Oh,
situation to happen.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh, I'd be fucking ruined, man. Like, I know from what you've said, I think you'd be ruined as well.
Yeah,
I just
no,
can't do
I
it.
couldn't do it. Props
It's
to
not
y'all.
worth it, man.
Props to y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Proper people like Amos and Ducky, man, that are like cranking out these long form
Yeah.
videos. Yeah,
Phenomenal
ain't happening.
videos.
Yeah, you're great videos, but I ain't fucking doing it, bro.
Yeah, nah. But
Uh,
what I
mhm.
can say with topic commentary, I think a lot of people forget that like you can do topic commentary, but at the end of the day, if you want to grow with topic commentary, you're going to need to show more of your personality and show like you have range to talk about whatever, which is why some of my videos, like I could be, like you said earlier, I could be talking about Johnny Somali. People call me the
Mhm.
Johnny Somali guy still. Uh, and then like 2 days later, I could just be talking about how dumb kids are. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta have range to be able to come up on the spot and just like I want to talk about this today. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I think that's what kind of stops a lot of people from being able to grow because like I need news to be popping. No, if you come up with a good title and a good thumbnail, you straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No, no,
Fucking
you straight, you straight.
Discord like a little bit there. But no, 100%. Like I feel like with topic commentary and I like especially like that form of like news like style like commentary is so important to like inject like your personality, right? Because it's
Hmm.
so easy to just make like a random topic commentary video, right? And it might do
Yeah,
really well, right? But then the next week, like you said, right, you'll cover a completely different situation, right? You might just bully a kid on TikTok, right? Like he might
exactly.
pop off. He might be doing some weird thing with food or a dance or whatever. Like the people that watch your topic commentary on XQC or whatever aren't
Hmm.
going to be interested in the one on the TikTok. So like I guess that's where like injecting your own personality comes into, which again I feel like a lot of people lack because I guess with commentary now, like with the documentary stuff, people aren't clicking on it for like you. They're either clicking on it for your editing or your storytelling ability, the
Hmm.
ability to be able to tell a story effectively. Where we topic commentary, you need people to click on your videos for not only the topic but also your personality, right? Rather than the storytelling. It's weird to balance out. Like I feel like in each genre of commentary, there are different things you've got to balance out. You've got to work out to make a successful video and make a
Hmm.
successful like YouTube channel off of that genre.
Yep.
And for you, like going forward with commentary, are you like really content with what you're doing at the moment, like, or are you gonna like mix up, or like what's going on in that sort of stuff?
Kind of chilling. I don't know what the hell I'm about to do tomorrow. I'll be honest. Like I said earlier, if I see something on the day, I'll make a video on. I'm like, that looked kind of funny. I'll talk about that. I am like literally living in the moment. I was talking to Ducky the other day. He was like, you should start thinking ahead. I was like, bro, I am physically incapable of doing any planning, like at all. Even outside of content, I just can't plan. That shit just never works out for me. I'll try to plan it. I have like 20 video ideas that I noted down. I was like, I'm gonna do that one day. These shit's been in here since I started commentary, and I have not touched them. I just can't plan.
No, 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 100%. Like that's something that I 100% agree with, right? Because like I will have a bunch of ideas down about stuff, and I will never execute. Right? It might be the best idea ever, but I will never execute. I will never go ahead with it. And I think the only one that like I like fully execute properly in recent times is I'm doing an iDubbbz doc with Toby Tom.
Hmm.
Right, that's the only one that I'm actually managing to execute properly, and even then,
Yeah,
it's taking me bumps. Where like people like this is like well, we keep bringing up Amos and Ducky and whatever, but these people are doing it within like weeks or whatever. It's taking me fucking months to be able to do this documentary with like fucking
yeah.
Turkey Tom and Nina and I guess. Like fuck doing that on a weekly basis. I'm like in agreement with you. I'm much more of a guy that apart from like scheduling like a trash talk episode here and there, I would much rather go with the flow and see where like situations
Exactly.
go and take me and where other content goes. Just way more relaxed and like
Hmm.
I feel like it's so stress free doing topic commentary and stuff unless you get into like personal drama, of course. But you
Yeah.
can sort of take a step back and well, once you close down your phone or whatever like device you're using, right, it sort of
Hmm.
stops. Where with documentary stuff, like I think it was Ducky, right, who's like spends like like days of the week like working on like big long form documentary videos so he can get them out consistently. It's like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. I got
And
a
the thing
life,
is,
man.
I used to do that when I was doing gaming stuff, which is why I know I don't like doing that. Like
Yeah.
I used to stream. I had like a little Minecraft mini series I was doing. I used to stream it
Mhm.
and then like I edit it out and then have it up on the channel and like I try to keep it synced up. But that is just too much to do when A, I have a full-time job and B, I got like other stuff outside of content that I gotta do. I just couldn't do it. It's just much easier. Record, flip it out. Somebody gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly, right?
happy if it hit a couple thousand. I'll be pretty happy. I'm gonna get there eventually. It's a marathon, not a race. That's what I always tell myself.
Yeah, as well, right? Like, I feel like there's a big, like, especially within commentary, right? Like, in any other genre, like, you could look in gaming and views and subscribers aren't viewed as a big thing, right? Like, you could be like gaming genre or whatever genre, and it's just you having fun, right? Commentary is
Mhm.
like a very competitive genre, right? Where views and
Very.
subscribers come up quite a bit. Where, like, I always tell people, like, I always have to remind myself as well that it really doesn't matter about the views and subscribe. Like if you're enjoying covering that piece of content, right? Which for commentary, right, it can be like hit or miss, right? If you enjoy actually making the content. If you enjoy making that piece of content and you're entertaining, I say like at least 100 people, right? So
Yeah,
like keep going with it. It
people
don't
will
matter
pop
about
out.
the
Yeah,
views or whatever. Exactly, right? Like like as long as you're entertaining like a group of people and you're happy with posting that content consistently, like I think that's what people like need to remember is that like a lot of people that doing commentary realistically aren't doing that for a career, they're doing it as a hobby. So it's
hmm
like you're meant to enjoy it. You're not meant to care about the analytics or get depressed over it, which a lot of people
yeah.
do, right?
A
Like
lot of people,
just
yeah,
focus on happy stuff, like actually posting content is the whole reason people started doing it in the first place.
yeah. I think with like the people that want to like grow out of, well, not grow out of, but like make like a career out of commentary. I don't
Mhm.
think like I think making a career out of commentary strictly is an anomaly. Like your moist criticals, your leafies, that the
Yeah.
like the big huge people. I think eventually with commentary you got to get to a point where people are there for you and your personality, and then you can start to branch out a little bit. Like I don't think that commentary is like a long thing. Like you do
Oh yeah,
commentary, but
100%.
like kind of on the side type shit.
Especially now, oh sorry, especially now, right? Like I feel like commentary in 2016, 2017, around that period, right? Like there was a high chance that you could probably put out a couple of videos and make it that good, your
Oh
whole
yeah.
channel, right? You wouldn't have to. There would be no fucking personality, right? You say a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
slurs, you make fun of some poor disabled kid, right? You're
Oh
fine.
yeah.
Now it's not like that, right? Because again, it's not 2016. YouTube has changed in the way it is, right? You've got to do several things, right? You've got to do podcasting, shorts. You've got to
Mm-hmm.
be like reporting news on Twitter. You've got to be like in these
Gotta
circles or
be
whatever.
all over the place.
Yeah, you've got to be doing everything. And like I guess like for you as well, like you do that. You do streaming on Twitch as well.
Yeah, a little
Like
bit.
it looks like it's doing all right. You got a thousand followers on there, which is way more than the average commentator, right? Because
Hmm.
they're too busy making their documentary videos, man.
Yeah.
Which is also a thing, right? It's like what I can't get my head around, right, is I'd much rather be able to spread myself across like doing different content and doing different things rather than focusing on like one big video. Like that would drive me
Hmm.
insane. Like I love being able to do like what I today alone I've filmed like 4 Trash Talk episodes. Like where if I was doing a documentary, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? I'd be focused on that one project. It would drive me insane. It would
Yep.
kill me. Well, I guess as well for you, right? You can come stream for like an hour or two, whatever. You log off, you make a piece of content, and then you're done for the week, right? Like you've
Yep.
done your bit, you've entertained, and it's over.
Yep.
Which is that like nice for you to be able to do, like just make a video, stream, and then it's it for you. You can just sort of log off
I can
and
just
like
go
watch
fuck
that.
off, do whatever. I
Yeah,
love it.
exactly. Right? Like
Especially
it's nice
now
to
that I'm
do
not like doing 2 a week because I just don't have the time. Like I get my video out, I'm like, I did my video, I did my piece, I'm keeping up with schedule. I can go and do something else.
Yep, exactly right. Fucking remove YouTube Studio, but put it in like the other folders or
I didn't even
whatever,
look at
right?
it.
One
I
over.
stopped looking at
Yep.
that.
Yeah, fuck that, yo. It is the worst thing to look at, right? Like, if you're doing really well, it's great, right? But you keep
Hmm.
opening it, you keep refreshing it. Oh, you're doing bad.
Oh
It is
man,
the worst demotivator ever.
the first half of this year, I kept getting in trouble with my girlfriend because I kept having my YouTube studio up while we were at dinner. Like, no lie. But nowadays, it's just like I put my video up. I'm like, hey, I'll be pretty cool. If this hit 2,000. I check in 2 days. I'm like, 2,000. That's pretty all right. Time to do it
Yeah,
again.
and man, like I feel like a lot of people, again, like I keep saying this, especially within commentary, right? It's such a big thing of like who can get the biggest video on a biggest topic, or who can get the biggest documentary video on this topic, or whatever, right? But that's the mentality people need to
It's
have,
a
right?
rat
It's
race. It's a
yeah,
rat race. You got to escape the rat race. No one is going to be critical. Like that. That is the final boss. You're never going to be critical. I've convinced myself of this. I'm like, all right, whatever I get, I'm cool with.
like you get what you put into it, right?
Yep.
You get like what you get out of it, right? If you go into it only wanting views and subscribers, right, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, right? You're
Hmm.
clearly doing it for the wrong reasons, and it's exactly why I stopped doing like my like Samuel channel for a while and did trash talk, and now I've come back to it, right? It's because you end up
Hmm.
doing it for the wrong reasons, right? You get motivated for the wrong reasons, and
Hmm.
being able to remove YouTube Studio and doing what like you're doing, right? It is something that I feel like a lot of content creators need to do. I've only just started doing that is that I have YouTube Studio open so I can do the tags, like do the thumbnail, everything, and I can do all that lovely stuff, and then just remove it, remove it for the next couple of days. I'll check back once or twice,
Like a
respond
little
to a couple of
breaky
comments,
break.
and leave it. Mm. Like there is no point like dawning on the fact that like a video is like a 2 out of 10 instead of a 1 out of 10, right?
It's
Like
like what realistically, what can you do? Nothing.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
leave
Right?
it alone.
Like and I feel like people get like really caught up with it, right? Like I know like I feel like if you're like a content creator in some form, right? I feel like at least once like you've got caught up with like what the number says because it
Oh
is
yeah,
really easy
absolutely.
to do, right? It's like
Yeah, because
incredibly easy.
that's how you that's like your grade in school. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm doing great this month. I have an A this month. Next month you can just get an F. You're just like, well, shit. But
It-
it's like
It's awful.
I tell people this all the time. It is a marathon, not a race. Like you're gonna get there as long as you're consistent, as long as you're putting out good content. You'll make it. Just keep going.
Yeah, it's weird, and as well with YouTube, right? Like a lot of it's luck as well, right? Like a lot
Hmm.
of it is like pure luck. One day you'll get like 100,000 views, or the next day you get 1 view. Like it really depends on the YouTube algorithm, which again a lot of people focus on. Which like I feel like today there's been a big thing of just like I feel like people just need to let go of a lot of the stress
Just
around it.
chill out. Just like look at it. It's in God's hands. I've done my work. If people
Yeah, yeah.
like it, they like it. I'll try again next time.
You've edited, you put a thumbnail up, you put the title up. You can only do so much. You've got to leave it at that point. Like
Exactly.
you can only do so
There's
much.
no
And
cap to how many videos you can put out. Like
yeah,
every video is a lottery ticket. Just keep throwing up lottery tickets. And that doesn't
like
mean to just like throw a whole bunch of horse shit at the wall. Like actually try to make each video better than the last, and you will improve over time. And that
yeah,
goes
100%.
for every single avenue of content. Just trust the process.
Exactly. Like don't focus on the number, focus on the quality of content that you're putting out there. Which again, people focus way too much on the number. And for you, like just being putting out content of like high quality. For you, what's your favorite video you've made on your channel?
Right now,
Mm.
I really like that kids are stupid one. I even showed my parents that one. I was like,
Like
Mom, Dad, this what I'll be doing.
Is there like a specific reason for maybe people that like haven't seen the video that you like really like that video?
It's cause like I didn't need to worry about like somebody messing up. Like I could really just say this from the heart. Like I have younger siblings, I have younger cousins, and I like see it firsthand. Not to say my younger siblings, cousins are dumb or anything, but like I see it on Twitter and like I see it on TikTok. Kids nowadays are just dumber, and it's like this is going to be my future doctor or lawyer. I do not want y'all like watching Skibbity Toilet while you're doing like an operation on me, dog. Like pay
Yeah,
attention in school.
reciting annoying orange lines while they're trying to
Yeah,
like
like
calm
I
into
don't
your head.
need that. Like operate on me, please.
Yeah, which again, a video like that, right? I think that's a great example of like it's just easy original content, right? You sit there and you just speak, right? You just talk to a
Yeah,
camera.
just talk.
Then yeah, you talk, you edit a little bit, right? You put some screenshots up, right? But a couple of effects, so it, like flows a bit better. You make sure the audio is good, and that's it, right? Like it doesn't take like 5, 6, 7 days. It don't
Not
take a
rocket
month.
science.
Exactly, right? Like it takes what like 2, 3 days max, right? To like put a couple of transitions on
Day and
there.
a half max
Yeah,
for me. I will. Crazy thing about me, I got like ADHD out the ass. I will sit here and I will hyper focus on this edit, and I will do nothing else. Which is
yeah,
also why I can't like work on videos for like longer than a couple days because I will just stop caring if I don't have it out within like a time frame. I'm like, bro, this has got to get out of my hands. I got to get this. This needs to be removed from my eyesight. I cannot do this any longer.
yeah. No, no, 100%. Like I can 100% relate to that, right? Of like working on a video, like to the extent as well, you just get bored as well, right? Like I feel like if I'm working on the same project for longer than for me, it's like a week. If I'm working on the same project for longer than a week consistently, I get bored. I need to do something else, right? Like
I've
which
seen
again.
this clip so many times. I just don't want to edit anymore, dog. Like get it out of my face.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Like it's exactly why Trash Talk's great, right? Every guest's different. It could be a really good episode, it could be a really shit episode, right? It doesn't matter. Every guest is different, right? And it's why
Exactly.
it's so good, right? Like yeah, it's still the same project, but every single guest has different stories. Every single guest is different. Like there is no two guests the same. So it's fun and stuff. I could not imagine doing a lot of the stuff that these people do, and even the videos that like you're making like on the people, right? The people that like you're talking about. I don't know how they do a lot of their content, right? I don't know. I fucking
Oh no,
dreamed of that shit.
absolutely not. I do
I
not
don't
know
know.
how Neon just runs around and just scripts his content like every day.
No,
I don't.
no,
I
no. I don't get it.
cannot fathom it.
I don't get how people like Sniper Wolf make that content, right? Like
Oh,
just sitting
oh
there, bro.
my,
I get it.
holy!
Awful.
Nah, for the life of me, never.
Well, like, there's no opinion. Like, like for me, my thing is right. Is if that content was now and if it was in short form, I'd get it, right? Because shorts, right? I do shorts on a short channel, right?
Hmm.
And shorts will take me like to make four of them. It would take me 5-10 minutes, right? Because they're
Hmm.
shorts. I get that, right? Making a 10-minute video, sitting there saying fuck all and just repeating what you've already. I had to drive me insane. Get it in short form. Completely do, right? Short form is
I
short
will
form.
pull my hair out.
Long form. Yeah, I would like do something bad, bro, because it's just boring. Like, how could you put yourself through that for like what she did daily videos at one point? You're doing like 40 minutes of that a day. Like fuck that.
Yeah,
Like
no.
no, it just ain't happening. Like just no, I don't know how she hasn't been called stupider soon, man.
One more time.
Like, uh, what?
Oh, never mind. Let's do that.
Like,
Yeah.
um, but nah, like I agree, man. It's just absolute shit content that gets posted out. Like I feel like it's good to be confident with the stuff you're doing, right? Like
Mhm.
if you were sitting here going, well, like I'd like to do that stuff. That's when I guess you start to worry, right? Like you have to worry that like you're focusing on other pieces of content and other opportunities.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
I guess I guess you could walk away from this episode knowing that you're really fucking confident with like the content you're doing and that
Oh
you're
yeah.
happy doing it.
I'm gonna make it. It's just a matter of when. Like I've already told myself I'm gonna make it, and I will find a way to make it. It's just, is it gonna be tomorrow? Is it gonna be in 5 years? Is it gonna be next year? Who knows? I'll make it regardless. It's got to do the work. And then
Exactly,
when I
man.
do
Like
get to a point where I can pivot, I'll just pivot and it will work. I call
exactly
it
right.
I call it what do I call it? Happy delusion.
Hmm. Like you can take your time with it, right? Which again, like you're saying for others, trash talk, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Because like
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people try and like hyperfixate on the fact that like within a year they haven't blown up yet, but just because like one random guy did, right? Like they hyperfixate on that, uh,
Exactly.
which which is bad, right? Like you just need to be able to let go and do your own content.
Especially
And
the younger people starting to get into
yeah.
content. Like I gotta go to my old school to like do like a little speech or something. They had like contacted me.
Hmm.
Um and since like I do content, they didn't ask me to talk about content. But since I do content and I know like the younger generation wants to do that, I'm just gonna straight up tell them, I'm like, y'all do realize that Kai Cenat did not blow up overnight. Like he was doing YouTube for like 5, 10 years. Actually, it might be a lot. He was doing YouTube for a long time, and then he did streaming. Like he did not blow up overnight. Like just because you see somebody else like blow up like right then and there, allegedly, like you think they blow up right then and there, they probably didn't. They were probably in the slums just slutting themselves out for a video for a couple years, and then one did well, and they just rolled that high.
Exactly, right? Like it drives me insane, right? Because a lot of these content creators, right, will be working on content. Look at IShowSpeed, Speed, right? For years he was making
Years.
content like on like other stuff, right? And it just wasn't going his way, right? He then like cleared his like back catalog of content, right? Made a couple of new channels or whatever, and then it took off, right? That new channel took off, right? Which
Hmm.
drives me insane, right? Because like I get that feeling of like the channel that I started on in 2016, it didn't take off, right? Still hasn't really taken off. Like I just saved it long form. Short form channel took off. It's on 500,000 subscribers, right?
Hmm.
Like it did well, and like that wasn't an overnight success, right? That was nearly a decade's worth of work going into that. It
Exactly.
just happens that I started a new project and it did better and it did well. But again,
Exactly.
people look at it as an overnight success, like in the sense
Everybody's
of like
story is different.
exactly right. Like some people will spend a decade, some people will spend 2 years, or whatever. but I don't know of a single story of like it was like I don't know, a less than a year.
They
You've
just
just started
uploaded
content.
and it worked. Like, no,
Yeah,
come on,
no, it does not work like that.
that's not real.
It's not realistic at all. Which is, I think, is a good thing. The fact that you're like very grounded in like your like ideas and your goals and stuff. Like you've got goals and you've got expectations that you want to reach, but you're in no rush, right? Like there's no
I'm
rush
in
there.
no rush because it's like I've been in a mood where like I need to rush myself. Like I've done that before and I've seen it actually go the exact opposite way that I wanted to. So it's just like I'm just not gonna rush no more. And as soon as I stopped rushing, things started going my way. Like it sounds crazy, but it's not. Like, just let it happen. Stop trying to put a time on yourself.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like there was no point doing it like that. You just need to like go with the flow. But that's really cringe, right? But just like, do
It
what
sounds
you're
cringe
doing.
as shit, but it's like it's the truth.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like you just gotta keep going with what you're doing, and hopefully, you get to a point where you're content and happy.
Exactly.
And just like coming up towards the end of the episode, I do want to ask you, like if like just a question to ask, like at the majority of commentators, have you like ever been involved in any form of like controversy or drama?
I think that I have avoided a lot of drama surprisingly, as much shit that I talk. Um,
Hmm.
I did get threatened with a lawsuit once. I'm not going to say who it was, but I I removed that from one video, lickety split,
Yeah,
and
I don't
that
blame
was
you,
like
bro.
that was like the only thing. I'd
Well,
love to get in some back and forth with somebody and then just like wring that motherfucker dry, but
yeah, yeah,
hopefully I am going to be in the right.
yeah,
and
yeah.
and yeah,
Positive,
that's all I'm hoping. I'd love to
yeah.
just get into some beef with somebody and then just be right and then dunk on them for like a couple videos, grab my clout, and then just walk away. But I'm also not going to wish, like some ill feelings towards people in a sense.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I feel like again, right? I feel like it's pretty rare to see like a commentary YouTuber who hasn't been involved in like loads of drama or whatever, right? Which is a good
Yeah,
thing, right? Like I don't feel like you need to get into a bunch of drama to be a commentator, right?
yeah,
Which
no, you
again,
don't.
you've got that conception of like Leafy, right? Of like,
Hmm.
okay, drama is the only way you can like be successful in commentary, and you need drama to succeed. But no, you fucking don't, right?
You
You
don't.
could literally not interact with one motherfucker, and you could do commentary, and you can be completely fine. You don't need that shit, right? It's
That's
just
literally what I
extra.
did
Exactly. It's just extra stress that gets added on. It's just not worth it.
at all.
Exactly, man. Like, again, right? Like, you realize that you don't need drama and all this shit, which a lot of
It'll
people, again,
help if
hyper
you play
fixate
it
on.
correctly, but you
Yeah.
don't need it.
And then there's always the risk that it won't go your way. It won't go
Oh
right,
yeah.
right?
You have
It,
it is a
it's fuck up.
large percentage that you will mess up and it will just not go your way at all. And then you are thrown under the bus off of just saying something so small and just minute and Twitter will just spin it and then just
Yeah,
you're done.
completely fucked. Like, it would take one bad word that you say, you're finished. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Not at
Which
all.
I'm glad there's like another commentator out there that realizes the drama isn't always the way to go with a lot of situations.
I've been in content drama, but not in commentary, but it
Mm.
it never goes the way that you want it to.
Yeah, 100%, right. It's really, really rare that it ever does, right? Like, and even then, you just end up feeling like shit afterwards because so much stress over nothing.
Hmm.
It's just not worth it, man. And on that note, man, I do want to thank you for coming on Trash Talk for 30, nearly 40 minutes now.
Hey, appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. I feel like we've had a really good conversation, right? A
Yeah,
pretty unique conversation as well. It's not very often that I have like a conversation with somebody where it's like just about like being grounded, right? Like a
yeah,
lot
we
of
was
guests
really
like
like
talk about some of that stuff,
pondering right now.
Yeah, thinking like actually like having a conversation about why like people were like so hyper fixated on shit, right? Like
I'm
I
sitting
feel like
here
it's been
with
a good
like
conversation.
my foot on my knee, like really in a pondering position right now. I feel like I should
Yeah,
have on
yeah.
a turtleneck right now
Total like my hand on my chin, like
with a
thinking of
book,
yeah, exactly. Like
literature.
with my spectacles, thinking like,
Exactly. You
why people are
see the
hyper
vision.
fixated. Yeah, exactly. Like I've been to like Oxford University.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do really appreciate you coming on Trash Talk. And for everybody watching today's episode of Trash Talk, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I've been your host, Samuel, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.